I'm Hayato, 5 years old. For the longest time, 3 years to be exact, I had this favorite TV program. It's called What a Wonderful Meal, and it's hosted by a famous comedian. My family doesn't eat out very often, so it'd have to be a special day, such as my birthday, for us to go to a restaurant. That's why I like watching people eating delicious food on TV. One day, I was watching the show as usual. Mom!
Yes?
They're talking about a restaurant near our house on What a Wonderful Meal. I want to go.
What? It's an expensive restaurant.
It's okay. All right, Hayato. But we need something to celebrate so we can go there, right? You need to do your best to make a special day.
Okay, I'll do anything.
Great. I'll take you to that restaurant if you study hard and pass the entrance exam for elementary school. How's that sound?
Really? It's a deal, Dad. To be honest, I've never really put much effort into studying, but I was motivated after hearing what my dad said. I'll pass the exam and meet Okamon, that famous comedian from the show.
We don't know if he'll still be there by then.
Shh! Hayato has motivation now. It's all good.
For the next 3 months, I studied as hard as possible. The results finally came back. Yes, I passed!
Well done, Hayato!
We can celebrate now, right? Am I right, Mom?
Yes, certainly.
Okay, let's make a reservation at the restaurant you wanted to go to.
I thought we could make a reservation right away, but the restaurant became so popular after the show was aired, so there was a 2-month wait for the reservation. I had my entrance ceremony for the elementary school while I was waiting for the day of the reservation. It's a private elementary school, so most students come from wealthy families and wear expensive clothes. They all have shiny, smooth hair. Even the things they use are pretty unusual. Hey, take a look at my new baton. Mine's from Kari.
My bag beats both of yours.
My dad is the director of Yakamashi Corporation. Your dad works for someone. My dad is a lawyer. Doctors win them all. Why do they all want to compete and win? I wasn't interested in joining my classmates' boring competition, so I kept quiet and read my book. One of my competitive classmates noticed me. He sneered and walked to me. I'm Madoka Yabatani. My dad is the director at Yakamashi Corporation. Since when did Dad's work become a necessary part of self-introduction? I'm Hayato. Nice to meet you. What's the smell? Oh, it's from you. What? You reek of property. I could tell your family is middle class or lower just by looking at you. Am I right? I've never seen any peasant stuff like the ones you use. I've never paid much attention to the things I've used. My pencil case is a simple plastic one, and I use a bag made by my mom to carry my gym clothes, while my classmates all use designer bags to bring theirs. Yabatani kept laughing at me while pointing at my things. Why did our prestigious school accept a poor student like you? Oh, did you bribe someone? No way, you don't even have the money to bribe. I wanted to ignore him, but I couldn't stand him mocking my effort to go to that restaurant. I've studied very hard to enter this school on my own. Besides, on what grounds can you label me as poor? According to your standards, Steve Jobs would be poor because he wore the same clothes every day. Let me tell you something. You and I have very different values. You would spend all your allowances on games and useless stationaries, while I use mine to invest so I can live even if I don't work later on. I'm investing for the future. Do you even know what passive income is? I unleashed my anger and spat out my thoughts all at once. I didn't know if Yabatani understood what I said, but he certainly heard the part where I said, "Don't work." You want to be a NEET in the future? Hey everyone, listen up. There's a future NEET dumbass here. How did he reach a conclusion like that? My classmates are from rich families, so NEET must be a derogatory word for them. After that, I was labeled poor future NEET by my classmates. I couldn't make friends at school, and I started to get bullied viciously. I knew a few of my classmates liked to bully me, so it was depressing to go to school, but I studied hard anyways. The best thing is yet to come. A month later, the long-awaited day of celebration finally came. Wow, this is where they filmed What a Wonderful Meal. I was thrilled. I even checked online in advance to learn proper etiquette. But I had a terrible encounter after we entered the restaurant and sat down. Oh, isn't that you, future NEET? You're not supposed to be here. Did you come in by accident? What are you doing here, Yabatani? We come here regularly. It's impossible to make reservations recently because it was on TV. It's been a while since I came. Those trend chasers are so annoying.
Is this your friend, Haruto?
He's from my class.
What does he mean by future NEET?
He mistook passive income for NEET.
Oh, I see.
My father looked at Yabatani with a smile and said,
Nice to meet you. I'm Hayato's father.
Hi, I'm Yabatani. My father's the director of the Yakashima Corporation.
I see. Director of Yakashima Corporation. I'm sure your father is really good at what he does.
Of course. What kind of job do you do?
Well, I'm not sure how to describe it. Like, a company president?
Wow, a president? How many employees do you have?
Unfortunately, I basically work alone, so I don't have any employees. My wife helps me out as a secretary.
Oh my god, seriously? I see. That means you're just pretending to be a company president. I was so angry that he made fun of my dad. What is wrong with him? My dad noticed that I was about to respond, so he stopped me with a smile. Then I realized he was smiling the same way as when he was angry with me. Unknowingly, Yabatani got more arrogant and continued to talk. That explains why Hayato would only have poor people things. I'm sure you don't drive an expensive car either.
I rarely drive, so we don't own a car. There's this great system called car share anyways.
No car? I've never heard of a family that doesn't own a car. Are you serious?
I am. We live in a rented house too.
Rented house? I've never had a classmate whose family rents a house.
What are you doing, Madoka?
Oh, is this Yabatani's mom? Look, Mom, this is my classmate Hayato. Apparently they live in a rented house and don't even have a car.
Wow, I feel bad for you guys.
Yabatani's mother was no different from Yabatani. I started to feel sorry for them. Can I invite them over next time?
Communicating with peasants is also an important aspect of social studies.
My house is a big mansion, so you'll find it right away. There's a Mercedes and Porsche parked outside too. If you beg me, I can even ask my dad to take you for a drive. My father turned to me and asked,
Are you interested, Hayato?
I answered angrily, Not at all. Then my dad smiled gently and said,
That's my boy.
Quit acting tough. My father looked at Yabatani again and said,
I'm sorry, Yabatani. My son is not interested in fancy things.
Of course he is. But he can't afford any of those, so he cannot be interested. Am I right?
Attaboy. When did you start saying things that make me so proud? Oops, I'm sorry, my tongue slipped.
You're right. We don't have that kind of money for entertainment like you.
Just as I thought.
We only spend on necessities. And we either save or invest the rest of our incomes.
Oh, I heard someone say invest before. You'll become a NEET after you invest, right, Hayato?
You seem to have misunderstood something. So let me tell you a few things about money.
What can I possibly learn about money from a poor person?
Don't say that yet. Just hear me out. What will happen to your house if your father can't work anymore?
What? That's not gonna happen!
I was talking about if. So, what do you think will happen if your father gets injured one day and can't work anymore? He won't be bringing home any money. What happens then?
Then I'll use the savings.
Hi, Yabatani's mother. Do you mind if I ask how much savings you have?
I need to check with my husband to find out.
You also mentioned that your family owns a big mansion, meaning you must pay the annual property tax. Since you own cars, you have to pay for the maintenance. You also need money to pay for your education. Above all, you must eat, so you have to pay for food. And if you continue to live the same way and go to high-end restaurants, your family will go bankrupt in less than a year.
But you're at a high-end restaurant too!
That's why I invest. I can still make money even when I'm not working. That's what my son meant by passive income.
Make money when you're not working? How is that even possible?
It's possible. My son has already started his investment journey. I used your father as an example earlier, but it's the same for you when you get older and have to make a living by yourself. Without the help of your parents, you have to deduct living expenses like rent and utility from your salary and try to get by on the money left. What do you think your life will be like then?
I'm going to become a company president and earn a lot of money in the future. I'm not going to be poor.
Seems like you need to learn more about money from your father. Oh, your father's here to pick you up now.
I looked up and saw Yabatani's father searching for his wife and son.
I was wondering where you went. Turns out you're here at someone else's table. Mr. Kamijo?
Yabatani's father's eyes widened when he saw my dad.
I thought it might be you, Mr. Yabatani.
Do you know him, honey?
He's the consultant I recently hired to manage my assets.
Oh, it's him.
Mr. Yabatani, I think it's great that your son's proud of your wealth, but it might be problematic if he's under the illusion that it's his own achievement. What did you guys say?
Yabatani had no idea what was going on, so he panicked and started crying. Dad, you're the director of Yakamashi Corporation, so you must have a high status, right? You have so many cars and we live in a big house. Why are you being so nice to poor people like them?
Stop! I've told you many times not to look down on others!
You hit me!
Why did you hit him, honey?
You too! Have you been rude to them?
No, not really.
This man changed the way I think about money. I will sell all our cars and replace them with domestic hybrid cars for better fuel efficiency. I'm also thinking of renting our house out.
Are you out of your mind? It's our property.
Jesus Christ, shut your mouth already!
Sorry to interrupt, but today's a special day for me. We came here because I passed my school entrance exam. Would you mind continuing at your own table?
I'm sorry, Mr. Kamijo. I'll properly apologize to you at a later date. Don't worry about it.
Yabatani's father then dragged his sobbing wife and crying son away. I hate Yabatani, Dad.
There'll always be someone like him. Just think of it as a life experience.
Okay.
I'm so proud of you, son. Now let's celebrate!
Yay! Like the host said in the show, everything was delicious. But my mom's cooking is still my favorite, so I'm okay with eating out occasionally. My classmates' attitudes towards me somehow changed after that day. Nobody called me a NEET, and they all stopped bullying me. Instead, hey, Hayato, what's the next best stock? My dad is so annoying and keeps telling me to ask you. Now the only problem I face is the increasing number of weird questions my classmates ask me. I'm sorry, but you can make an appointment with my dad if you have any questions about financial advice. I'm just me, just a kid. And also, I'm not interested in any gold diggers. I get depressed just thinking about my journey to university at this school. It would be better if I could find a nice friend, but transferring to a public school might be better. There would be more people with a normal sense of mind than in my current school. Lately, the more I think about this, the stronger I feel like I need to ask my father for his opinions.